start things off by saying welcome to everybody, and how delightful it is that we can be together at all like this, and that Summer has consented to play her recital as I have asked her to do, because in just a few weeks' time she's going to do her Royal Conservatory exam at this high level, where she's got so much music that she is ready to play for us. It's just tremendous. And so I've invited her to do this little recital. I'm just going to be here to say a few words in the middle of the recital a couple of times. So at the beginning, I want to say Summer is going to start with her two technical components, that is the studies or the etudes. And after this, after she's done these two, we can all clap for her, and I'll get up and introduce the next two pieces. But anyways, just to get started here, the etudes or the studies are also beautiful pieces to play. And Chopin is one of the composers that we probably all recognize because he's so famous. And he wrote so many wonderful, beautiful pieces. And I think Summer really enjoys playing his music, because you can see his name twice on the program today. And when he wrote the studies, he intended them actually. Are there more? Yeah, we each should have one of these, for sure. Just a minute. Summer made these programs for us. And I put them over here. Please take one and pass it down. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't notice that. Does everyone have one now? Yeah, good. He wrote these studies and he intended them to be played in a concert, in a recital. And so these are called concert studies. And the first one Summer is going to play in F minor. And he wrote 24 of them. Then the next composer from Eastern Europe, Dochnani, he wrote beautiful songs and some orchestral music, I think. And we have decided that this piece makes us think that we are a whole orchestra at the piano, because after all, we agree with Chopin, who thought the piano is the most beautiful musical instrument in the world. And now I shall give it over to you, Summer. Let's give her a hand. shown us that the piano can sound like a whole orchestra. Thank you, lovely. Now we're going to listen to J.S. Bach's music. He was one of the early composers from way back in the Baroque era. He lived around 1700, that time period. And his music is very, very instrumental in the development of music, Western history of music for piano. He was an organist, actually, and he wrote many pieces called Prelude and Fugue. And the prelude is kind of a freestyle piece, and the fugue is very strictly composed according to the structures of the day, and it's called a fugue. Then fast forward to the next era of Western piano music, and we all know the name of Beethoven. So we're going to hear the greats today. Just a little heads up that the prelude and fugue, they go together, and Summer is going to then just go after a 2-second break right into playing her Beethoven sonata, which is actually written as a 3-movement piece. And Summer is going to play 2 movements today. The first one is called Allegro, I believe. And the second movement is actually in a dance style, a minuet and a trio kind of a piece, which ends rather softly. But that is the point at which we will give her our next round of applause after the Beethoven. Thank you. a few minutes while I just explain a little bit about the last part of the program. Summer has indicated that she'd like to play the next 3 pieces in a row. And so we will have the Nocturne by Chopin next. And this word, as you can probably tell, it has something to do with nocturnal, so a piece about the nighttime, whatever that means to us. So we can listen with our imaginations now and think, how does this make us feel like it's a nighttime piece? Is it about dreams? Or Chopin was always after a beautiful singing tone at the piano, and I think Summer demonstrates that very nicely. The next piece is by a wonderful French composer named Claude Debussy, and he wrote much very beautiful music for the piano and for many other instruments and orchestra as well. He was a pianist, and I think he taught his little daughter to play the piano as well, and he was quite enchanted by her many playful activities, and so he wrote a whole set of pieces called the Children's Corner Suite, inspired by his little daughter. I think he called her Shoo Shoo. And these pieces were not meant to be played by youngsters, though. They were for advanced level players, about something about the little girl. So I think we can hear the little girl in our imaginations doing her piano practice, because the funny title, Dr. Gratis at Parnassum, is the name of another set of famous pianos, very difficult piano studies, which he had her practicing these famous piano studies and exercises. But then he takes off on beautiful flights of fancy, as you will hear. The last dance, I have to confess I don't know too much about what is a juba or a huba dance. I have not researched what country it comes from, to my regret. Have you?
No.
Somewhere? I think it's something from perhaps Caribbean or South American dance form. Nathaniel Dett is actually a black composer living in Canada. He has a famous, I used to live in Nova Scotia, and he has a famous choir out there, I know. But he must be an excellent piano player, because he has written this wonderful dance for piano, which we will enjoy. So that will be the end of the program, and our last opportunity to give Summer a big hand at the end of that. Okay, so over to the show. Thank you.